I get incredibly excited by new trucks. Yes, some of them have gotten soft, but many of them haven't. You see, the current off-road competition that is going on has forced manufacturers to go above and beyond when it comes to off-road abilities available from the factory. We now have trucks that come standard with 37-inch tires and countless of others that come standard with 35s. In the mid-sized section, we recently received a new Ford Ranger and perhaps most excitingly, a new Toyota Tacoma. The reason I say most excitingly is because the Tacoma has long been the best-selling mid-sized truck in America. The old Tacoma wasn't loved because of its all-out abilities. There are trucks out there that would perform better at towing and at off-roading, and would also be more comfortable, in fact. However, the reason the Tacoma was so famous was really because it was very reliable. You had a naturally aspirated V6, a simple 6-speed automatic transmission, independent front suspension, and a solid rear axle. This is the recipe Toyota has used for decades, and it is well known to last for many miles and many years. Now, the new Tacoma, although very exciting, I believe might have some shortcomings, and those shortcomings should be the reason why you don't go out and buy it before it gets tested and before it spends some time on the road. In this video, I am going to explain why. There is no denying that the new Tacoma is a great car. Although it hasn't been tested yet, we can safely say that it is going to be more efficient and more powerful. It produces more than 320 horsepower, which come out of a 2.4 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that is paired to a hybrid system. Now, the old car made roughly 270 horsepower, and it didn't have much torque because it wasn't a turbo and it didn't have a hybrid. So the new car will be both more powerful and more efficient than the old one because of the hybrid system. It also has some amazing off-road technology. We have Toyota's latest electronical assists when it comes to off-roading, a rear diff locker, and sway bar disconnects. The TRD Pro and the Trail Hunter editions get suspension upgrades, suspension lifts, and you can even have the vehicles with roof racks and many other accessories. Now, the new car is very long and it has some long overhangs, so don't expect it to be amazing off-road. It won't be the best off-roader out there, but it will certainly be a good one. Also, as I'm sure you know, the interior has been updated and it now looks amazing. It is filled with the latest technology, the latest features, and the fact that Toyota has kept the dashboard upright with a lot of sharp corners still makes it feel like a truck, and it still makes it feel rugged. However, the reason I believe you shouldn't go out and buy a Tacoma before other people do and before it gets tested is simply because the new vehicle is much more complicated than the old one. As I said in the beginning, the old Tacoma was known and loved because of its simplicity and its reliability. And I'm not saying that the new car isn't going to be reliable, but there is quite a good chance that it will have more issues than the old one. You see, the small 2.4 liter turbo engine is both more stressed than the old one, and it is also more complicated because it has turbos. Now, on top of that, you also have the hybrid system, which at some point will need renewing. The batteries will go bad, and at some point it will need fixing, and this is something you definitely cannot do at home, and you definitely can't do it for cheap. The old Tacoma was a vehicle you could still work on at home. The new one, I think, isn't going to be a vehicle that is friendly to the home mechanic. But home mechanics aside, if we have a look at the Toyotas of the present, the new Tundra and the new 300 series Land Cruiser, it is unfortunate to say that both of those vehicles have had issues. The Tundra had issues with its turbo as soon as it was released, and the 300 series Land Cruiser has issues with excessive oil consumption. These engines are far more complicated than they used to be, and the biggest reasons Toyotas of the past were so reliable was because they were simple. It didn't really have to do much with build quality, but more with the fact that they always remained simple. The new cars are complicated. In fact, they are very complicated. The Tundra and the Land Cruiser use a hot V design, which basically means that the exhaust runs in between the V of the V6 engine, which accumulates heat, and everything is in a very tight space, which tends to make these engines unreliable. Every manufacturer that has tried to produce a hot V engine, it usually didn't end up well with reliability. So, two of the most known off-roaders from Toyota, new ones, the Land Cruiser and the Tundra, are having some engine issues, and the new Tacoma is taking a similar route to those vehicles with a smaller turbo engine paired to a hybrid system. The transmission is also an 8-speed, so much more complicated than the old, or ancient, I should say, 6-speed, which was slow, it was annoying, but it was very reliable. So as a warning, if I was going to buy a new truck right now, I wouldn't rush to buy the Tacoma. I would wait around for a bit to make sure that they don't have any significant issues, or the issues they do have get addressed through recalls. The last thing you want is to receive a brand new vehicle and then having to take it back for recalls and stuff. And when that happens, you tend to lose your trust in the vehicle. So wait around for a bit, read, make sure that the new Tacoma is good, and then go ahead and buy it. Complicated components aside, the coil sprung rear end, the independent front suspension, and the power from the new engine should make this a great truck. Thank you for watching this quick video, and I am going to see you on the next one.